Anthony Joshua versus Ngannou card. It's a very good card. Very interesting fights. It's going to be on Friday. It's going to be on midday for us in the US. But I don't think you should miss it. I think it's, especially the two main fights, you have very interesting things happening in the heavyweight division, and you have to pay attention to these two fights. They're very important going forward. First fight, Madrimov versus Kurbanov, a fight for the vacant WBA title that Jermell Charlo was stripped from. The winner of this fight will most likely be fighting Virgil Ortiz this year sometime in the future. I think Madrimov's going to win this fight. I think Kurbanov style, you got to be really skilled. You got to be very talented to have the style that he has. I think if he sits back and tries to do like a Philly Shalish type fight, defense against the ropes, and not have a high output, Madrimov's just going to swarm him with shots, crowd him, not let him respond, and rinse and repeat. He's going to win a decision on that fight. The next fight is very interesting to me. Ray Vargas defending his belt at 126 pounds to Nick Ball. Nick Wrecking Ball. That's a great nickname for having that last name. Sometimes you're just blessed with the right last name. That you can just slide the nickname right in there. It just works perfectly. I think that this fight, I think a lot of people see, oh, Vargas is going to win this fight. Vargas is an experienced guy. He's fought at a higher level. Nick Ball is a guy very short, limited with the, he can do just by his the way his attributes are, just the limited range, limited reach. And it just feels like Vargas is just easily going to win this. But the odds say something else. The odds have Nick Ball as a favorite. There's a very good reason for that. If you watch Vargas' last few fights, he has been touched more. He has not been as elusive as before. He has stopped moving his legs. He also doesn't keep his punches straight all the time. He likes to whip his shots. And I think that he could get stuck going back or straight backwards and stumbling. And Nick Ball's going to come and not wait, and he's going to use his offense, and he has very short arms that he's actually going to be an advantage to him, because when he gets on the inside, he doesn't have to adjust that much to get shots off, because his straight shots are just inside shots. It's all inside shots. He's going to outwork Vargas. He's going to get Vargas stumbling back. He can be hurt. He has been hurt before. He got hurt multiple times against Dogbe. I'm not going to bet on Vargas' power to come through, though. That's never really been his MO. That's not been something that he's been able to rely on. I'm not going to bet on his power. It could happen. He could hurt him, because Nick Ball leaves his left hand down, gets hit over the top often. But I think he's going to win this fight. He should win decision, and they could match him up with Raymond Ford after this. Very interesting fight. Next one, main events. I told you, two main event fights. The two main fights, co-feature in the main event, are very interesting for the heavyweight division. You have Zhilei Zhang versus Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker coming off the Deontay Wilder upset. Could put another great a name on his resume. You could end up adding up all these names on his resume and make a late run to be one of the best guys in the heavyweight division. Who saw that coming? And Zhang, late in his career, 40 years old, but coming off his two best wins, both against Joe Joyce, knockout Joe Joyce, who has the best chin in boxing, looks great, even though he's one of the older guys in the heavyweight division. One of the faster hands, loose with his shots. I said that he's very, his shots are very loose while also being very tight, which is oxymoron, but that's how I explain his game. Now, Joseph Parker had a lot of success against Deontay Wilder. I think people are going to keep riding with that, but I think a lot of things that Deontay Wilder does benefit to Joseph Parker's style. I think a lot of things that Zhang does are going to hurt Joseph Parker's style. If you come stumbling in, Zhang's going to be able to chop you up. He's not going to miss over the top like Wilder and then not be able to get shots off on the inside. Also, Zhang's going to move his feet a little bit more. He's going to be able to move backwards and set himself up. I think that he's going to lay it on Parker early, drop him a few times. Parker might have to make a run late because Zhang will slow down. He does have a stamina issue, but I don't think it's as bad as we're remembering, especially in the Forrest fight. I think Zhang is going to win a decision here. I'm sure Parker will go maybe a late run, but more competitive late, but I believe that he'll be down early in the fight and lose a decision pretty wide. Now we get to the main event, a fight that I think, there are either two ways about it. Like, Ngannou's going to knock out Joshua, or Joshua's going to knock out Ngannou. I'm the guy in the middle. I think that Ngannou is not going to be able to keep up with Joshua, what he's able to do, right? And I think that Joshua is not going to fight stupid in this fight. I think Ngannou does have power. I'm not going to put him down when he just smacked around Tyson Fury. What he proved in that fight was you couldn't take him lightly. Tyson Fury took him lightly, he got smacked around. That's a great thing to prove at a high level, right? That he is not a joke in there. You take him lightly, he could do some things. Now, there's another thing that we have to account for is how much is the room for improvement, right? We saw that he improved so much from going straight to MMA to boxing just in that training camp. Is there another leap that he can make? A thing to watch out for, at least when you can know sometimes like an easy way to talent evaluate is how good are a guy's legs. boxing, legs are everything. If Ngannou can improve his legs and he can match Joshua more in leg movement, right, it gets really interesting. Also, keep the left hand busy. Keep your right hand busy, southpaw. Keep your right hand busy. Make Joshua have to work through that shot. Don't let him just walk in. Make sure that you can make him pay for it. And take your chances. But I think Joshua's just gonna kill him up, down, straight to the body, jabs, straight rights. And I think Ngannou's always gonna be a step late on this fight. I think that Joshua's not gonna let him set. He's not gonna let him be ready when he's coming, and he's gonna keep him off balance. I think Joshua's gonna win a decision here. If the knockout comes, I think it'll come later, and that's if Ngannou starts reaching and walks into something big. I don't think it'll come early. If it does, then Joshua looked back. Last time he looked like he had figured some things out with Ben Davison. If he goes to destruction Ngannou, and I know he's an MMA fighter and all these things, if he goes and destroys Ngannou, makes it look easy like nothing, I mean, it's going to get everybody hyped up. Like, everybody's going to just really think that Joshua might be the guy at heavyweight. And this Tyson Fury or even the Usyk, third fight with Usyk will get really, really built up. Now, if Ngannou pulls up this upset, I'm not sure that's bad for boxing. I think it's actually pretty damn good for boxing for Ngannou to be considered the best heavyweight in boxing, right? I think that's a really interesting storyline, and people will pay a lot of attention to it. We have to see how it plays out, but I'm going to take Joshua by decision. So I have a Madrimov decision, Nick Ball decision, Zhang decision, and Joshua decision. In a thing that's called Knockout Chaos, I'm going decision all the way through. Thank you for listening. This has been the Ez Raw Break.